A lot of new agents come into the industry with huge hopes, hoping that as they have gotten their license, they are going to sign a lot of players as quick as possible and put in their agencies. But there's one thing that they realize after talking to 2, 3, or 4 players who are professional players, they get rejected and they discover, oh, this wasn't how I expected. But if you're a new agent here or you're an agent struggling to sign players, I'm going to be taking you on a journey in this video to tell you how I signed my first player and how you can apply this step-by-step move to sign your own first player and move on. Okay, let's go. You know this first as a player, as an agent, before you sign a player, you have these things that you often do. Like you first look at the player, you research the player, you go watch the player in games, you watch training sessions, and then you try to analyze the player for so long. Let's say, for example, some people take 3 months or whatsoever. Some might take 2 or 1 month. But agents, you have this process that you say, okay, you see a player, catches your eye, you want to come again for another 5 or 6 games just to see how he moves, so that maybe it's not just like a one-off or two or some a game or 1 or 2 games that he's performing like that. So you want to see regularly so that you know what actually you're signing into your agency, so that you can go now use your network to sell the players. So, but in the case, I'm going to give you this, tell you this story. But in the case of this player I'm talk about, his name is Adam. It was different. So this, I was just from training a player because I have this process in my agency that when I see a player, I, if you're good, I try to polish you then before taking you to a club so that I don't mess up the network I've built. So that's my process that I try to use so that at least most of the players I take there, they're always success so that you can keep, the sporting directors can keep telling me to bring players. Okay. So now in this case, with this young player, 14 years of age, I was just from training one of the players that I was about to put in my agency. Coming back by my car, was driving back home, and I decided to stop by a fee. I decided to stop by the fee. And when I stopped by the fee, mm, walked and tried to watch what was going on just to see, like agents, sometimes you're curious to say, okay, what's going on? Let me just try to watch what is happening here and enjoy what is happening in the football game. So stood there and happened to meet one person I knew and asked the game, what is going on? And the lady said, we are playing that their team, because the lady said their team is playing a game against an opposition team from another city, but the game is 4-3. They are losing 4-3, and they are just losing because of a player who is there, and the opposition team just plays just defensive block, gives the ball to that single player, and he dribbles everybody and can score. Okay, me being an agent, I said, okay, let me watch what she's saying, and stood there looking at the game. Within 10 minutes, that player scores a hat trick, and I'm saying, oh, okay, that's special. So after the game, saw the player passing by. I said, okay. In my mind, I said, oh my God, this is a good player, and I would like to have him. That's how it started. Okay, then I immediately, because he's a minor, and as an agent, me teaching other agents how the rules and regulation, I also have to abide by the rules. So I knew that I don't have to see him talk to him face to face. I have to go by his parents or his guidance. So immediately I researched that team, look at the coach and their programs, ring the coach the next day and tell him that, oh, good game, I saw the game, they won the game, and I really liked how they play, but I would like to come and watch a player from his team. And so when is his next game, so that I can come by. So the coach gave me the program of the next game and put me in contact with that player's parents. So I have a conversation with the player's parents and said, okay, I like your son, how the son is playing. I can come around and watch training session. I can come around and just watch training session. I mean, watch the game. So we arranged that I'm coming to watch the game that day. I think it was 1 week after they were playing another game. So we arranged I'm coming to watch the game with the coach and everybody. And so the parents knew I was coming. So I came, sat on the stand, spoke to the coach when I stood to watch the game, and he scored a hat trick in that game. I think they won. I don't know what was the result. Was it 7-2 or whatsoever? But they won comfortably, and it was down to him because they were playing the 11 game, and the idea was just knock the ball to him, and he's going to run past people. He can do one or two people, and then when he arrived, one thing that made me so one thing that made me so aware about him that he knows what he's doing is his finishing. He always finds to place it in the corner. So after the game, I spoke to his parents that I'm interested in signing him that in my agency, and then I can take him to another football club. But this we're going to sit down and have a conversation. So now we had a conversation, and his parents had a conversation. This conversation was like, okay, what's the thing? Because a lot of agents say they want to take players here and there, but actually the player goes nowhere. So my thing was that okay, I have some connections with Hoops, and Hoops is a football club in Finland that has actually is like the best team in Finland right now. So they have been winning the league the past 2 years. And if most of you guys watching this video, if you don't remember, they played the Europa Conference League last year. They played knockout stages against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is a team in England, so they're actually doing very well. So I said, okay, I have this connection here, but we are going to find other connections as well. So that was the idea. So, but one thing I told the parents, we have to polish him a little bit, give him some training so that when he's ready, he can go he can go and pass the trials at once so that he doesn't need to come back. So we organized. By that time, I hadn't signed any representation agreement with him. So we're doing paid training. So the parents were paying, and I was training him because I have certificates also to train players. I'm a personal trainer, but that's part of my business in my agency that I try to train you, and then when you're that elite and that level that I can carry you for a trial somewhere, I do that. So he was training, and when what I saw in training, I said, oh, okay, this guy is top. He's this young. If he works according to his talent, but he has a very good talent because he has speed, explosiveness, and he could dribble 1v1, and he had very good footwork. And then lastly, he could finish. So he had all the package to go and sign for a professional academy. So during that process, we're training. I was working with him, and I was really happy with his progress, everything. The time came now that I took him for trials. I went to Coops, sporting directors, spoke with the coaches and sporting directors, and they said, yeah, let me bring him over. And when I brought him over, after first training session, just before the first training session was already getting over, the coach called me, went into a private room, spoke. He said he wants the player immediately. He really likes him, everything about the player. And I said, Jill, okay, then let's do it then. So that was how Adams joined a professional academy, and that was how I got him there. So, moral lessons here, or what you should learn here as an agent is that first of all, a signing can be you can sign a player from anywhere. You just need to be that active, moving, and you need to watch games because if I was not watching games, I wouldn't see Adams. That's the first thing. I wouldn't see him. I will follow if I follow the normal structural approach that okay, I will go to these top clubs just to go and sit down and watch players who are already at the professional academy, then bring them to my agency, which is what I do. But in the case of Adam, he was playing for a small team, and I spotted that okay, he has what it takes to go start training professional academy to break in and play professional football. So for those struggling to sign players, this is how you can learn that just go and watch games and learn to speak, build your network because when you have those players, if you don't have any network, the players go nowhere. So that was the first thing I had also been building my network. So those are the things I can try to tell you people, you agents, even young agents or who are just coming to the industry or older agents. These are methods you can use in signing players to start to build your brand or your agency. We are all in this struggling to be not struggling, trying to make it to the elite level. But he who goes out there and talk more gets rewarded. Okay, so that's it for the video. I hope you learned something on signing your own player. So I wish this video helps you to sign your first player if you're struggling signing your first player. And also I do help agents. I do help agents build their network. So if you're also a football agent struggling with networking with football clubs, you can book a mentorship call with me there, and then I'm going to take you through how you can build your connection with football clubs and develop from there to start placing your players. Okay, take care and see you in the next video, and bye for now. Cheers.